When you have, you got to understand, when you have the camera in front of you for long enough, like you're gonna say something stupid. Like I've said plenty of dumb stuff, plenty of dumb, stupid stuff. So the fact that Shador has been out at the entire time and been in front of the cameras for such a long time, and you can't find anything that's stupid. Like what's the worst thing Shador did? What's it called? The tweet about the player that transferred out of Colorado? Like that? Like is that all? Is that all they got? Like I don't understand. I don't get it. Sorry about that. Gina was running plays, put out a fifth dimension. I think it'll be fine. That's good. John Blego says, I think Gina would be just fine if he got out from under that coach. Yes, 12-1 Sunday. It'll be tough for them to draft a quarterback. I don't know. We'll see about all that. But let's get into it. I think everybody's least favorite head coach is going out there. So everybody's least favorite head coach that has had seasons of course, 11-5, 8-9, 7-10, 11-6, 3-14, and currently 2-6. Wait, no, y'all want to fire Mike Tomlin? What is that what y'all saying? Yeah, man. Today we're gonna talk about the fact that people are talking about Mike Tomlin getting fired. Brian Callahan's been fired. Brian Daboll's been fired. Kevin Stefanski is still employed after committing back-to-back losing seasons. Yet, the biggest thing that I see is people pushing Mike Tomlin needs to get fired. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through some Mike Tomlin stats, right? And we're going to ignore the fact that Kevin Stefanski's past offense in 8 games in 2025 versus 2024, points per game, 15.8. He was 32nd last year, made the big jump to 30th in the league in points per game, right? Yards per game for Kevin Stefanski and the Browns, last year 28th, came down to 31st. And by the way, this is October 28th. This is still under the Dylan Gabriel regime, right? Yards per play, 32nd last year, 32nd this year, and the number went down. So I don't know what we're doing. EPA per play, last year, dead last in the league. This year, tied for 31st in the league at the same negative .14. And success rate this year, 32nd in the league. I want to make sure you know we got plenty more things to go with Kevin Stefanski, but keep that in mind when I read a stat like this. Mike Tomlin has now gone 62 straight games with 7 or fewer points in the first quarter. 64 games including playoffs, the longest streak by any head coach before they were fired in NFL history. I got to listen to Mike Tomlin getting fired for this. And I'm not saying Mike Tomlin doesn't deserve to be fired. I'm not saying that he's not a little old, a little gray in the beard. But my goodness, I wish y'all would talk about Mike Tomlin or Kevin Stefanski like that. My guy Frank Michael Smith has a little something to say about it.
Even by Mike Tomlin standards, what Steelers fans are witnessing is nothing short of a disaster, but it feels different this time. I could make the fire Tomlin argument from 10 different angles, but if we just focused on defense, that alone would be a fireable offense. Let's step back for a second and just say it out loud. The highest paid defense in league history just allowed 249 rushing yards at home in a must-win game to a team that was missing both their starting tackles. This, my friends, is called the Tomlin Special. When push comes to shove, you don't have to scheme guys open. You can run it right down their throat. It's exactly the same game plan Baltimore had in the wildcard game. You don't even need a sophisticated run call. The Bills spam the same play all game long. Listen to TJ Watt after the game.
I mean, I've never seen a team run the same play as much as they ran it tonight and have as much success as they had. I mean, I'm out of words for it.
Apparently, Tomlin is out of words as well. Here he is showing zero fire or passion in his post-game presser when asked about the lack of defense.
You know, run it, pass it, man. We just weren't successful enough today, man, to sustain any type of ball control or produce enough points.
At least show some fight and tell the fans things will change.
These are all great points. These are really great points, and I want to get into this right here as well. This is a good
What goes through your mind when the crowd chanting to fire you in your home stadium?
Man, I share their frustration tonight, man. We didn't do enough. And that's just the reality of it.
Something that's not being done right from a coaching aspect or preparation aspect that's kind of framing you guys in the wrong way?
I know what you're trying to ask, and I'm not going to go down that road at all. I believe in the coaching staff.
I know what you're
believe in
doing.
Mike Tomlin. That's why I came here. And players need to take accountability.
Ayahuasca Rogers does say that players need to take accountability, and this was the most shocking thing. The fact that I haven't seen a Browns player do this to Kevin Stefanski, I don't know what world I'm living in. But here's James Harrison going off on Mike Tomlin.
And as much as I hate to say this, I have never been a person that thought Coach Tomlin was a great coach. I thought he was a good coach. And I'll be honest, part of that is because when I was slated to be the starter, when Joey left, he drafted 1 and 2 outside linebackers. And I was actually behind one of them for a minute. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
But right now, we have coaches on this staff, and that's it. And when I say coaches, I'm saying this as a coach is someone that tells you what to do. And it doesn't matter if what they're telling you to do is right or wrong. That's what a coach does. And we have coaches. Okay? A good coach gets you to play to your potential. And right now, the players we have on that team, I have seen play. I know they can do it.
Mm-hmm.
I have seen them do it, and they're not playing up to their potential.
This is probably one of the more damning things that a head coach can cover. You're talking about someone named James Harrison, Super Bowl, champion, a legend in the game, right? A legend of building what the older era or the last era of football looked like when it comes to, just the way that it was presented and different things like that. And you have him saying that one of his former coaches wasn't even a great coach, right? And not that anybody, I hope nobody's arguing that Kevin Stefanski's a great coach, right? I think you can say that he's a good coach. I think you can say he's had some seasons where he's won at some certain things. But you're telling me nobody is coming out like this against Kevin Stefanski? I don't know. Maybe he's done something else. We're talking about a Super Bowl champion in Mike Tomlin. We're talking about somebody who hasn't had a losing season in I don't know how long. And I get it. That's the whole thing. He also hasn't been to the playoffs since 2017, right? So like those are the ebbs and flows and different things. I think the Browns have gone to the playoffs since the last time since Mike Tomlin's been. But do you want to just be awful and get to the playoffs a few years, or do you want to sustain mediocrity? Like that's really what it is. I just don't understand, or I understand it, but I think it's so interesting to see the different levels of vitriol for Mike Tomlin, who I think a lot of people look at as a legendary coach, right? Maybe the regular people. And again, you know me, I trust the NFL players. But a lot of the NFL players are saying this right now.
We've let Mike Tomlin off the hook for one thing his whole career. Mike Tomlin has never shown the ability to evaluate or develop a quarterback, ever. Mike Tomlin inherited Ben Roethlisberger. I apologize for this truth I'm about to say.
Yeah.
He inherited Ben Roethlisberger. When he had to draft Mason Rudolph, didn't work. Landry Jones, didn't work. Devlin Duck Hodges acquired him, didn't work. Josh Dobbs, Tennessee, didn't work. Justin Fields acquired him, didn't work. So he said, you know what? I'm not good at identifying talent. Let me just acquire veterans. Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers. Mike Tomlin, in his 18-year coaching career, has never, ever shown the ability to identify or develop the best position.
Okay, well, this leads perfectly back into our guy, Kevin Stefanski. Hey, Acho, you couldn't have said it any better, right? Because through all these terrible statistics, through all this awful, mediocre defense, right, somehow, not only can all those things apply to Kevin Stefanski, the losing is to a degree that is absolutely saddening, mind-bending. I watched that game that Saturday, and as much as I think some people want to blame Shador, dog, if you watch that game, there was a time where I was just like, dog, I don't even want to watch this anymore. Like, it wasn't even Shador didn't even do anything bad, and not to say that Shador didn't have, he had his mistakes, but what I'm saying is what made me more like, I don't want to watch this is watching the special teams, watching a muffed punt, watching a 66-yard, watching them go for it on 4th and 1 on their own 30, not take 3 points at that first time where they could have secured a lead and going into the half, and maybe it's a whole different way, not giving up the points going out of the half after you just took a lead with a 2-point. There were so many times in that game watching it, I was just like, dog, you're just not going to capitalize off this. You're not going to make the right decision. and you're going to have parts of your staff make critical errors. Like, I just, it's tough for me to think of that. And then after all those dog water statistics I gave you on the offensive side of the ball, obviously because Kevin Stefanski came to the Browns as an offensive mastermind, right? NFL head coaches fired this season and their record since 2024. Brian Daboll, 5-22. Brian Callahan, 4-19. Kevin Stefanski, as of November 12th, 5-21 and still coaching. I don't know what the expectations are. And Ashley Bostock says this: it's jarring that there aren't bigger changes being made and we're expecting the result to change. I can't say it any better. Guys, I don't hate Kevin Stefanski because of Shador stuff, right? And it's okay if you do. Actually, I don't even hate Kevin Stefanski at all. I think Kevin Stefanski is just bad at his job. Just point blank period. Because of the statistics, because of the record, because what I see out there on a daily basis is not that great. And when you talk about developing a quarterback, you shipped off Baker Mayfield, right? And every quarterback that looked mediocre and decent, you know what I'm saying? You shipped them off, got Deshaun Watson, and ever since he's played, he's either blown another ligament out and or looked like a middle school quarterback. It's so interesting to me. So interesting to me that we watched Deshaun Watson, who was at Rookie of the Year levels, MVP levels the last time we saw him play. He goes to the Browns and looks like he's never played football in his life, and we're not blaming Kevin Stefanski. How is Joe Flacco coming out of the gate looking terrible, and we're not blaming with Kevin Stefanski? I'm not talking about making excuses. I'm talking about a head coach having some accountability. Does it exist? I don't know. This is what the caller had to say. You know, I don't like this sports boy Tony Dub, but I'm really here for what the caller said. This is what Cleveland people are saying.
But, I mean, for me, the 4th and 1 call from your own 33 on Sunday was a microcosm of everything that is just backwards.
Not being ready. I mean, I'm fine with going for it. You're 3-8, and I know it's only a 2-point game. You can come after me over that, but not being ready for it's abysmal. Not being ready for it's awful.
Right, the 11th guy comes onto the field late. Yeah. You rush out of the huddle.
Yeah.
And you run a trick play on your own 33 against a team that is better than you with your defense playing incredibly well.
And, Nick, I wish I could keep you longer. I got to let you go, but I'll tell you this, and thank you very much for the call, is that the other thing is that Harold Fannin felt that he was the one who needed to call the timeout there. The rookie. Yeah, tight end.
And we know Harold Fannin is a real deal baller, right? And we love Harold Fannin over here. But again, that's another way to magnify. Guys. I'm not here caping for Shador. I don't want Shador on this team. I gotta be honest with you. I want Shador go to the Seahawks. I want him off this team. I don't even like bringing up Shador in this video because this video is about Kevin Stefanski being dog water. That I want to make sure we don't lose focus, don't lose sight of that. As a coach, you have an accountability in the glaring thing. You can say quarterback play, hey, the quarterback's got to play better. You can say running back play, hey, running back, offensive line, I'm only working with these players. But decision-making, execution, discipline, penalties, that's coaching. That's discipline, right? Those are the core competencies of what a coach does. Again, like the NFL player just said, a coach at base level put you in the right place at the right time. Do this, don't do that. That is at the base level. That's what a coach does. Just one that gets his paycheck and is allowed to go sleep at night, right? A great coach is different. I want you to know, I'm not crucifying Kevin Stefanski for not being a great coach. I just showed you the stats of somebody who had been looked at as a good coach, not a great coach, for decades in this league. And then I show you the statistics of a quarterback that coach, that people are hanging on to two of the coach of the years that were given because y'all had a lovable group of bandits out there with the Browns. You had Joe Flacco, comeback player of the year. That's why you got coach of the year, Kevin Stefanski. I'm sorry. It was great for ratings. Y'all were the sob story Browns. Thanks, Kevin Stefanski. You actually got them to the playoffs. Merry Christmas. You're an offensive guy coming from a KOC system. KOC is known, Kevin O'Connell, by the way, Minnesota head coach, is known as a quarterback whisperer. He's known for getting the most out of quarterbacks in Sam Darnold and Kirk Cousins and I forgot the name of the last dude they just had before. What's it called? Sam Darnold. But that's his bag. You're supposed to be an offensive guy, Kevin Stefanski, and the offense outside of the ball, and more importantly, the quarterbacks have been playing terrible. And if they play half decent, you ship them off. You're making bonehead decisions. You got rookies thinking, maybe we should call a flag here. Maybe we should put our best defense, our best unit on the football field in these situations. But no, multiple drives inside their own 30. And y'all want to look at, forget Dylan Gabriel, forget Shador, forget Harold Fannin, forget anybody on the offense or defense. It's nobody's fault when your coach is putting your team inside the 30. When your coach is punting from the opponent's 30. Oh, y'all thought I forgot about that? Again, lucky y'all won that game against the Raiders. I'm not here because of Shador reps. That's not why I think Kevin Stefanski's a terrible coach. I'm sorry. I know the Shador haters wish that's what it was. I got statistics to back it up, dog. I got lineage to back it up, dog. I got other head coaches getting knocked out of town, kicked down the road for doing less, getting more scrutiny for doing less. And I'm tired of it. I really am tired of it. And this is what Mary Kay, of course, Miss Propaganda herself, has to say about Kevin Stefanski. Let's see.
I think that it's hard for any NFL head coach to win with rookie quarterbacks. Look what's happening in Tennessee right now. They already got a coach fired there. It's very, very difficult. Look what happened in New York. Brian Daboll fired. It's very, very hard to win with rookie quarterbacks. And I think that Kevin has suffered from the quarterback situation this year, which didn't go the way anybody expected it to go. This was supposed to be Kenny Pickett starting the season, then moving into Dylan Gabriel, and maybe then starting Shador Sanders for some games at the end of the season. And it didn't go that way at all. And I do think that Kevin deserves another chance to come back and work with a quarterback that can really win a bunch of games for this team, whether it be Shador or somebody that they draft or a veteran or whoever. So I do think that that maintaining the status quo would be prudent. But, these things do have a tendency to take on a life of their own. And even though this is rookie ball that we're watching this year, I do think that, sometimes you sit down at the end of the season and you make some decisions and you start talking and one thing leads to another. So I don't know what's going to happen, but I certainly don't think that he should take the fall for rookie ball this year.
Oh, Mary Kay propaganda. Oh, I hadn't watched this clip before. I didn't know it was this bad. He deserves another chance. Man, if it's almost like... I'm sorry. How do you just skating around the accountability? And again, I tried to tell y'all. I'm not sure if I don't know if it's the owner, but someone in the Browns, they be telling Mary Kay what to say. Look, because here's the thing. She always has the right inside scoop. I want y'all to know that. I want y'all to remember that she was the one who soft launched Dylan Gabriel and then she soft launched Shador. So again, it's not that. I want to make this clear because sometimes y'all don't like Mary Kay. I don't like Mary Kay. She's a useful evil in understanding and deciphering what's happening, right? She's not lying, right? She's not lying. However, she is getting fed propaganda. This is called propagandizing. I don't think that's how you say propagandizing. But yes, this is propaganda. You're getting fed information from someone that gets their information from the Browns. And I can tell because I when you watch all the other people, she's the one that has the strong, her and Tony Grossi. Riz has some connections too, but you can tell by the way that they produce certain things that it's like, oh, it's stamped. And then usually the day after something comes out and it's like, boom, see, told you. And it's not a coincidence, right? She's being fed answers. She soft launches things. She puts that out there. She wants y'all to think about, well, I mean, Kevin Stefanski had to do it with rookie quarterbacks. Dog, didn't Kevin Stefanski choose one of those rookie quarterbacks? Is that not what he did? And to the Kenny Pickett and Joe Flacco thing, why wasn't it Kenny Pickett and Joe Flacco? We're saying it like y'all just had to get a fourth round. What did y'all get for Kenny Pickett? If y'all wanted Kenny Pickett to be the guy, make Kenny Pickett the guy. Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett, send Shador to the practice squad. Go ahead. But I'm not gonna buy this. Oh my God, it's not Kevin Stefanski's fault that the rookie he chose is not good. I can't believe it. And no disrespect to Mason Graham because he's a dog. No disrespect to Quinshon Judkins because he's a dog. But it all goes back to the draft. You drafted 2 quarterbacks when you had 3 quarterbacks on your roster. Not to mention one of the quarterbacks has one of the worst contracts at this point in NFL history. Let's not even talk about that. Why y'all thought y'all needed a quarterback to reach on a quarterback when you have problems in the offensive line? Wyatt Teller is looking for a re-sign. You already benched his ass. Right? Your highest performing offensive line, Kevin Stefanski, you benched him. You drafted no offensive line help in the draft. You got a defensive tackle and a linebacker. You have one of the worst wide receiver units in the league. You didn't help that. You got an undrafted free agent in Isaiah Bond. Right? It's nasty, man. It's real nasty that this regime needs another. And again, they did great. Carson's a dog. Quinshon's a dog. They're going to be great football players. But at some point, you got to address the actual needs of your team. And you can't, it's not, Mary Kay, it's not my fault. I didn't tell y'all to draft Shador. She talking about it like it's somebody else's fault except for Kevin Stefanski. Why don't you have a plan in action? You handpicked Dylan Gabriel. And that's no disrespect to Dylan Gabriel. But I think the pick and what you did with the man that you handpicked that ran the same exact offense in college, it shows how bad your offensive system is. Can we not agree to that? You can think Shador is bad. Okay, cool. As long as we both agree Kevin Stefanski is also bad. And I got years of statistics. Unlike Shador Sanders, I have, in the NFL, I got years of proof that shows Kevin Stefanski can't do the thing that he was hired to do. With a lot of expensive pieces. With Joel Bitonio, one of the best interior linemen, probably that's going to go down in league history, at least this generation, right? But hey, man. Make sure we fire Mike Tomlin. But y'all let me know how you feel below. Should Mike Tomlin get fired or should Kevin Stefanski get fired? Comment it down below. Y'all be great. Like this video if you like it. Dislike if you don't. Subscribe if you like football content. We'll see you next time. Peace. All right. Emmanuel Johnson, I appreciate the $5. Says, looked at Shador's first 2 starts versus other rookie quarterbacks here. The numbers are comparable, but stat nerds act like it somehow doesn't count SMH. You know, I saw something where a stat nerd was like, you know, if you take out the screen passes and you take out the bubble screens, Shador has the longest time to throw, and like I think it was something like it was a long time to throw plus like I think like a bad read rate or something like that. And it's like I get why some people stick with football because the first thing you learn in statistics is I can present data in different ways to skew what it looks like. You're telling me that I'm supposed to ignore the plays that the coach is calling? Shador's not calling the screen plays from what I know, right? So Shador, you take out parts of the plays, right? That were taken. You don't take the context of the types of routes being run. You don't take the concept. And again, I'm not absolving Shador of holding the ball too long. Shador said it himself. Hey, I hold the ball too long. That's something I'm working on. I'm not going to absolve that. But to say, oh, well, let's remove all these particular pass plays when you actually have to throw the ball. It's like y'all are just trying to be nasty to push agendas, dog. We don't have to cherry pick stats. We can just look at the stats. And if we look at the stats, to your point, y'all don't want to look at those stats that they actually started pretty decently. If you look at Cam Ward, his offensive line, again, don't forget Cam Ward and Shador, because I don't want to make it against them. But if you look at Cam Ward's offensive line statistics in rankings on PFF, and you look at the Cleveland Browns offensive line ranking statistics, you're going to see some similar numbers. So the fact that their numbers are similar, it makes sense. The fact that Brian Callahan is a terrible coach, right? And he had to get fired for himself, that might mean something. It's almost like coaching means something. And I also saw a statistic where like Caleb Williams is like in the bottom half of like almost all like EPA per play, all this other stuff. But the Bears are 9-4. And that's my point. My point is good coaches can win with young quarterbacks. That if you're a good enough coach, you can find a way to win. The Bears are finding ways to win with Ben Johnson. And Caleb Williams, who he go look at his, they don't look great. they're not great. If the stat nerds get a hold of Caleb Williams, they gonna shit their pants. But it don't. Again, it's not convenient. It's not convenient to them. It really ain't. What's up, Deontay? Go 12. MK is delusional. Well, she's got a lot going on. The video ending was nasty work. Is Shador Sanders 12 done if he doesn't play like Burrow or Dak in the next 5 games? What do you mean by done? Like, I hope he's not Brown anymore next year, but we'll see. Yep. Societal Control Volume 1. Give the idiots numbers they don't understand. There you go. I can prevent statistics any way I'd like to make things make sense. MK, you got to keep enemies close. She's playing both sides. Yep. And that's why we keep an eye on Mary Kay. You feel me? Lo, they never do that for top quarterbacks. Patrick Mahomes had a season with like 900 yards from passes behind at the line of scrimmage. Yeah, and whenever it's so crazy when Patrick Mahomes not only gets a bunch of yards from short yardage, he prefers his number one. I mean, we consider Rashee Rice the number one wide receiver, right? He prefers his wide receiver one to be close. He relies heavily on tight ends and Travis Kelce. But when that happens, and rightfully so. Andy Reid's such a great offensive mind. Wow. It's almost like you shouldn't have to force your quarterback to do a bunch of crazy stuff. It's almost like getting your quarterback high percentage throws is a part of building an offense. Like, when it's certain players, people go stupid and they act like, football is this, whatever. People just don't like that. People like Shador. So they're going to be like, oh, well, let me make sure we humble him. Do you see the statistics? You see he holds the ball too long? It's like, dog, yes, we see that. It's not going to make us not rock with Shador. I'm sorry. And I said that like weeks ago. Shador go out there and pee his pants. I'm rocking with 12. I rock with 12. Cam Ward can go out there. Actually, Cam Ward has literally dropped the ball. Like, legitimately just dropped the ball in the pocket multiple times. And everybody's cool with Cam Ward because he throws pretty balls down the seam. And, hey, if that's how we rocking, that's how we rolling. And I rocks with Cam Ward. That's my guy. That's my guy. All right, so we talked about Kevin Stefanski. We talked about Cam Ward versus Shador. I'm gonna talk to the comments for a second. I want to ask y'all something. Do y'all want comment reading, or do y'all want Abdul Carter update? Comment reading or Abdul Carter? Comment reading, and then what's it called? Abdul Carter update. I appreciate everybody who watched my Abdul Carter video. Obviously, we're trying to run it up. And while we're here, I do want to point out that shout out to all 14 of my members. I know a few of y'all are here. This is the most members I've ever had, and we're pumping out content. So what I'm doing is I'm literally just giving y'all extra content that I have, some copyright stuff, me reaction stuff, and then of course weekly we're gonna do film breakdowns. So if you're a member, let me know if there's certain content you want to see. What's it called? And I appreciate y'all for being the members. I'm going to add more member content, and I'm going to go to some of my old videos and make them members only as well. So some of the draft stuff, some of those bigger videos, we'll go back and do that and kind of have like a nice archive for the real Tingz yapper. So go ahead, become a member if you want to get that special stuff. If not, don't do it and be great. Deontay says, Lo, they never do that. Oh, you already talked about that. They're going to draft another quarterback this year, probably. So what does this mean for Shador Sanders? Well, what do you mean specifically? I'm not sure. Billy says probably. Do you think DG and JJ got their diagnosis from this? Oh, concussion diagnosis from the same doctor. I don't know about all that. What's going on, Leanne? Billy says Shador gets traded to Indy for a 7th round pick and Anthony Richardson. Ooh, Anthony Richardson to the dog. The Browns would fall in love with Anthony Richardson. That'd be hilarious. 93.2, the fan is so annoying. To be honest, they really sum up Cleveland media. Send Shador to Minnesota and let him compete with 9. That would be interesting. Hey, they got that guy Max Brosmer. I can't, and I used to like the Pat McAfee show, man, but I don't like the way Tone Diggs. Maybe it's just because he's a Steelers fan, so maybe I'm just gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe he just, has to hate everything that the Browns do. But the way he talks about Shador is real nasty. And then he went on the show on Pat McAfee, someone said, when Max Brosner, when he gets his chance, he's not going to look back. And then Max Brosner threw for 3 interceptions. And so it's like, man, you feel me? Like, all right. You feel me? Oh, we 50-50 right now in the poll. Hold up. This is serious. I'm gonna give it until not 8:07. I'm gonna give like a minute or two. Yeah, it's 50-50. Y'all gotta decide, man. I want you during Miami. CT2 is done. Hey, I got my guy Quinn Ewers though. Y'all got that guy. Credit says the last game he was holding the ball too long, trying to make a play after the game was out of his hand already. And here's the thing. That's what he said himself. He said, "Hey, I felt like I was pressing. I felt like I was really just trying to, be a spark, XYZ." So, he admitted it. I can't. I'm never gonna argue with what a player is gonna say about himself. You feel me? Like I'm not gonna do that. All right. I think comment reading once. Please don't send Shador anywhere near Miami. I see it. All right. So let's do it. Let's read some comments. Let's read some comments, and then after that, next poll. After comment reading. Do y'all want to do what else do I have after comment? Oh, Abdul. Well, I guess I'm just gonna do Abdul Carter, huh? Do I have anything else? Or we can do some shorts. We can do some quick hitters. We'll call them quick hitters. I'm trying to get in my short form bag. You feel me? All right. So boom. Let's read some comments. This is to all my real. I don't like saying fans. To all my real supporters, the comment videos be y'all's favorite. Y'all be going crazy, man. Y'all be doing y'all thing, and I really appreciate it, man. I really do, man. I'm gonna have to put the Tingz right here. There we go, because I want to be just above it. I want to be right above it. Big Tris, what's going on? You could be like G Bush and make videos out of the comments. That's what I do. What are you talking about? I think G Bush also. Again, this isn't nothing original. You know what I'm saying? It's just because there's so many comments, I don't get to read everything. So this is like my boom. I'm gonna read these no matter what. You feel me? Doggy Bones, good. He did talk about that. Wait, who talked about that? Oh, you're talking about Shador. Yeah. You should make a Lieutenant Tingz t-shirt and beret. Lieutenant Tingz, Lieutenant Glazer. Okay, I might have to get my bag. I'll see. I might have my assistant work on something. I don't know. But yeah, let's do it. Shador Sanders is the worst quarterback since the last Browns quarterback. I've been getting some nasty comments, man. So it's time for me to read them. Obviously, every weekend we do this. Every week we do this. Today, we are going to be reading every single comment on the last comment video. And as well, remember, every comment on this video, I will read. So go ahead and drop your comment down below. TK says, the 1 week of practice statement you can tell was him being funny. His whole persona changed from serious to funny after he finished the statement. He went back to being serious. It's intentional. Their willful ignorance. I want to put something out because he's referring to the video. Obviously, Shador after his first win being so excited. And here's my thing. I am a Shador lieutenant. Like y'all know me. But I like to think that I'm like the Shador, the see you auntie whisperer. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? I bring a little bit of, you know what I'm saying, a little different flavor to it. I like to see both sides of it. And all of this, the thing that makes me so mad and makes me upset that people try to go at Shador fans, it's like, y'all are getting mad at Shador for being funny and being charismatic. Like why is it that him again, having a sense of humor after his first win, joke a little bit. Why does that need to be taken out of context? Why can't him enjoying playing a child's game? It's football. I don't know why everyone has to take it so serious. Guys, it is not that serious. They're getting paid millions of dollars to play a kid's game. And we're like, oh, yeah, have some respect. Have some decor. For what? I throw a football around, dog. My job is to throw a ball. And you want me to be serious? Like, dog, get out of here. And people want to make him the victim, or not the victim. They want to make him the villain in so many scenarios. It's like, this is why people are so passionate about Shedeur. He can't even joke after a win without the crazy Twitter pages talking about, and this is the problem with young black men in America. But anyway, Elaine Smith says, did you see Shiloh Thanksgiving dinner video? It's hilarious. By the way, if you watch my comment video, you probably might be interested in my second channel. My second channel is Tingz 200 or Tingz 2. It's linked. You can just go on my channel. There's like some duets there. It's green. I might link it in this video. But if you want some reaction stuff, it's a little more laid back with, y'all I like to bring my stats and facts in these videos. That channel is for more, hey, we just reacting to stuff. We seeing cool stuff. It might not even be a little less adjacent to football. So y'all go check that out if you want to do it. Appreciate you, Lane Smith, for the comment. Mrs. Green 878 says, in the Bible, it is in the Bible how you have people that hate God and people that believe and talk about God. I mean, talk about it now. Let's talk about it. There's so many people who say that they are of this ilk of being religious and God fearing and God loving. But in my days in church, I was taught to be a loving person through those things, to love thy neighbor, to put people in certain particulations and make sure that you're there for certain people. And it seems that the willful ignorance to try to keep him or take Shedeur out of context in certain circumstances is kind of interesting. Trying to make him the bearer of the things because you don't like his fan base is very, very not too great. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's just a lot of nastiness on those sides. So Big Trizzy says, interesting comment video. It's just amazing how many people see not only Shedeur, but also any athlete in any sport. When Shedeur's peers has nothing but positive things to say about him. That's a phenomenal point. It tells you everything you need to know about him, not only as a player, but also as a human being as well. WVidTings. Shout out to Trizzy. Trizzy is on both of my channels, dropping not just hey comments. Nah, he be watching the video. He drops engaged comments. My guy Trizzy, I think he's still in here. Appreciate you. I appreciate that a lot. And yeah, there you go, Deontay. Look at this. Hey man, hey Leanne, y'all all in the street. Y'all my real pit, man. I appreciate y'all, man. I really appreciate y'all watching and supporting and doing these things, man. So Deontay says he doesn't Saquon Barkley himself. Damn, I'm gonna you can't Saquon Barkley yourself, man. If you know, you know. That's a great one. And Leanne, and I like doing this when I do the comment videos. Anytime we have somebody who references a part of the video, we can talk about it. Choose a side, face, right? Oh, should I be ashamed of the glory that the God gives to me? Should I not speak His name as the first thing I say? Johnny Root don't want you to do it. MAGA probably don't want you to do it. But hey, I don't really care what they thinking about, because we gonna keep living the way that we need to live, and that goes with Dylan Gabriel, and that's why I highlight what he does too. He gives back to his local community. He uses throughout his college careers, use his NIL money to give new uniforms to his old alma mater in high school. That boy got a fresh Pacifica deal. I think he does like some charity with the Pacifica deal. He's a good dude. By the way, can y'all tell the green screen is improved? Huh? Y'all yelled at me for weeks about it, so I got a real green screen. Gabriel is not a bad guy. He's honestly not a bad college quarterback. Y'all know how I feel about college quarterbacks getting their shine. Anyway, the thing that I was saying, shout out to Leanne so much for pointing this out. Yeah, I stand 10 toes on that, right? I think it's so interesting. And y'all know me, I'm a God-fearing man. I don't go to church every day. I don't read my Bible every day. I drop some curse words from time to time. I'm not living in the best way. So, I would never cast that stone against people. But it's so jarring to me in a world where people try to, they hate the new generation. They hate this. Shedeur is like an old school type of, hey, thank God. My dad told me to do this. Hey, I'm going to do this. So it's so interesting in a world where I feel like that's starting to be praised. Why do y'all not like Shedeur? Like, I'm mistaken somehow. I'm not supposed to be confident. I'm not supposed to walk in a certain level of confidence in a God that is supposed to be almighty and looking out for what I do and providing my people with beautiful sustenance so much that I can provide for other people amazing stuff. I mean, again, unless you don't like that stuff, unless you don't like the positives that are within the word, I don't understand. I don't get it. But if you don't like it, hey, I guess it's not for you. We got to call a spade a spade. A lot of these people are evil. Light disturbs darkness. Hey, I mean, it's just that's what you think. Sax God says, I got Sunday ticket for the rest of the year for $48 so I can watch Shedeur in Cleveland. I'm a Cowboy fan, desperately wishing Steven or Jerry trading for the man, but once he starts popping off in Cleveland, won't let him go. I'm sure Barry was never going to trade him while he's there. It's so good to see. First off, y'all gonna see them numbers, the Sunday ticket numbers. I want to see the statistics when Shedeur was named the starter, because they probably got a crazy bump whenever that happened, because you got people just like, I gotta spend the money to see my guy 12. That's dope to see. Great comment. Demona, I believe, Kuna, says he didn't even want to give Shedeur the ball, just told him quick and good job. John Root said this in one of the reasons why many people not rooting for Shedeur, but the crowd went crazy when he got in the game. Media people think the world is stupid, and that's another thing. I do want to point something out. One of my supporters said this in a video. He's like, some of the hate is fake hate for Shedeur, and I want to say you're partially right, because when you go out and you see the way that the Browns react to him, and when you see the way that, you know, certain people react to 12, like, it's overwhelming. People, you know, they yell his name, they do all that stuff. Actually, yeah, I gotta go. I gotta go find the video real quick. Hold up. There was a video of them. What's it called? Of Browns fans, throwing up their wrists before the game, and it was like overwhelming. Let me see if I can find it. See if I can find it for y'all real quick. Like, they had Colorado jerseys on. They had all types of stuff. Like, it was. Hey, yep, found it. There it is. I feel like Shedeur. Yeah. You feel me? Aha. Yeah, man. Like, this is what. So I do want to say, and I forgot, I'm sure, they'll see this video. Comment down below if you know who I'm talking about. But there's a lot of love in Shedeur, right? There's a lot of love for Shedeur. For as much hate as there is a lot of love, especially in Cleveland. I think it's a great thing to see. It's a beautiful thing to see. And of course, it should be easy because, we've talked about it 1,000 times. Since Shedeur has gotten there, he's done nothing but want to give back to the community. If you are a Cleveland fan, if you're a fan of the city of Cleveland, you probably should be a fan of Shedeur. He's given back to multiple things. He's given away cars. He's putting, different time into the community. He's gone to high school games. He's been there. He's been training at different. So it's like, if you enjoy enriching Cleveland, and if you enjoy, and if that's really your city, right, if that's really your place to be, XYZ, you should probably really want Shedeur to be a new face of it and kind of help those things as well. 5'9" with tissues in his shoes. Okay. All right. I don't want to get too deep on this, right? We like our guy Dylan Gabriel, right? But he's not 5'11". Like, can we all agree he's not 5'11", right? He's 5'11". Like he said, maybe with the tissues, with cleats standing on concrete, maybe. But anyway, he didn't look like a rookie in either game, just made mistakes. He is being watched very closely. I'm going to have to disagree. I think Shedeur has looked like a rookie, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I also think Cam Ward has looked like a rookie. I think that most of the rookies have looked like rookies, and I think rookies are supposed to look like rookies, especially with how bad the offensive line units for both, not both, but just talking about Cam Ward and talking about Shedeur, they both have very bad PFF rated offensive line. So I think it makes sense for them to, make some mistakes and not be great and learn the game a little bit. I think that's the best thing that happened. That coach needs to go like yesterday. Please investigate this team. Congratulations, Shedeur. Here's the game ball. You should. That's nice, though. I appreciate y'all giving him the game ball. That's dope. Love Shedeur from Irony Hez. Good. Every week they say this is the biggest game of his career. We never heard that with DG. I do want to talk about this. Because Dylan Gabriel was treated different. And the reason Dylan Gabriel was treated different is because he was supposed to be the guy. He was told, or he was, propped up to be the guy by Kevin Stefanski, by Mary Kay Cabot, by everybody else in the Browns being, hey, he's there, he's ready, he's more advanced, XYZ elemental P. And you get out there, and not to say that maybe he is reading better, maybe he is doing all that stuff, but the physical limitations are so glaring to me. Like, it's okay for a rookie to just be a rookie, you know what I'm saying? But if he like, what's the ceiling for Shedeur? No pun intended. Not Shedeur, for Dylan Gabriel. No pun intended. What's the ceiling that we're looking for? And in all reality, do you want a 5'9", 5'11"? This is not Russell Wilson. It's not like he has a big arm. It's not Drew Brees. It's not like he has a elite intermediate accuracy. He hasn't shown that. He's thrown some few good balls. I know we like to joke about it, but he like, what is the big thing as a small guy that you have? Bryce Young was a gamer, right? That's the reason Bryce Young has a noodle arm, was looked at as a noodle arm guy, but his X factor was, oh no, that dude wins games. That dude gets, when it's clutch time, that boy get nice. What is it for Dylan Gabriel? And again, I'm not saying that to be mean. I'm saying that because I've watched a lot of football, and we have to sit here and have people think that or be disingenuous in this idea that like football scouting is not about talent and the upside of different things, especially if you're a good quarterback. I want y'all to go back, and I love comparing Patrick Mahomes because he's somebody who got into a good situation. Y'all have to realize that, and this is no disrespect to Patrick Mahomes. It's amazingly talented, probably might go down as this generation's go. I don't want to take anything away from Patrick Mahomes, but when people try to compare it to Patrick Mahomes, well, Patrick Mahomes had a losing record in college, right? Patrick Mahomes played in the Big 12. Like, it wasn't playing in the SEC, wasn't playing in the Big 10, wasn't playing in these quarterback. Again, because Shedeur played the Big 12, and apparently that's a bad league, right? Apparently that's a terrible conference, right? So Patrick Mahomes gets to a team and doesn't immediately start. Did y'all know that Patrick Mahomes was being compared to Jay Cutler? He was getting compared to Jay Cutler. No disrespect to Jay Cutler, but he's not a first ballot Hall of Fame by any means, right? He was supposed to be Jay Cutler with a bigger arm. Patrick Mahomes was a project quarterback coming out of Texas Tech, right? But Andy Reid, right? He knew what he wanted to do. He took his time. He was backing up a legend in Alex Smith, right? And I know Alex Smith has been saying some nice things about Shedeur, you know what I mean? But he's backed up a legend. He got time in a great offensive system that was built around him, that had a good defense, and was building a great offensive line for him to step into. I'm not saying Patrick Mahomes is only a product of a situation, but I'm saying that you got to see probably the best of Patrick Mahomes because of the situation. And now that he has years in, okay, now he was always doing crazy stuff, but ask Patrick Mahomes what he said after his MVP year. He said he was still learning to read defenses. But again, that don't matter to people who don't watch football, who don't keep up with these things. But go look it up. It was after his 2018 year. He said, yeah, I know it's my first year starting. I'm still kind of learning to read defenses fully. And now Patrick Mahomes, he has like this unique ability to just go and he can win a football game. He said, I'm going to run myself. Like playoff Patty Mahomes, he can go win you a football game. But it don't just happen. That's not how it's not just, oh, he just rookie and he's out there and bad offensive line, bad receivers, go do it. That's not how fostering a quarterback is. And that's why I sometimes say, yo, I feel bad for Dylan Gabriel. Because it's like you handpicked Dylan Gabriel, but you didn't do the other part of the process. You have to, if you actually like Dylan Gabriel, I'm starting to think he doesn't like Dylan Gabriel. Because if you like Dylan Gabriel, why not get him a receiver? Why not get him an offensive lineman? Especially since you hate Wyatt Teller so much, Kevin Stefanski. It just never made sense to me. Never made sense. DG can go succeed somewhere in the CFL. Hey, man, Primetime said he wanted Dylan Gabriel to succeed, so we want Dylan Gabriel to succeed. I too thought the fans was lying about Dylan Gabriel having concussion. There is no other way he could move on from Dylan to Shador and save face other than Dylan Gabriel being hurt. It's an interesting thought. I don't think that it is. I think that, the NFL is just being different with their concussion protocol. I know a lot of people have been talking about like soft benching, especially with like JJ McCartney and stuff like that. So I think it's an interesting thought process. I don't know if you remember, but Colorado had Coach Prime Time had to have a meeting because they was complaining about Jesus Christ God, but you can see how well that went. Well, there you go. I think the Browns drafted the bridge quarterback. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to down like a bridge quarterback and a rookie in the same draft, Lamo. Dylan was meant to be the sacrificial bridge for Shador, and if he pops, that's what history will remember it as. That would be interesting. That's an idea, but again, my thing is like the resources, guys. I feel like a third round pick, a top 100 pick, especially when you have so many more needs, why not do the 1,000 other things you could do to bolster your team and help it? Trump low-key directed MAGA to big up Shador. Hey, I think this is super funny. Like, MAGA has to decide how much they either love Trump or hate Shador. They got to decide because Trump loves Shador. So, y'all, what y'all gonna do? What you gonna do? You gonna make a decision. Lord Saquon caught a straight carry on. Now I believe DJ was injured. That was a quick concussion protocol. But again, I do believe he was injured. I hope he's okay. Appreciate the fires, Johnny Blanco. Leanne, of course, doing it big. Point shaving is some diabolical work, Stefanski. I had the Kaiser Sose moment once I noticed that punt against the Raiders, and this wasn't the first time he did this. Do y'all think, Kevin, that's my question. Sometimes I ask y'all a question for you to answer. Do y'all think, out of all the conspiracy theories, instead of him actually trying to sabotage or this or that, what if Kevin Stefanski just owes the mafia a bunch of money? Maybe that's what's really going on. Maybe he's point shopping. Showtime, like to hear it. Yeah, nah, all of the dumb stuff to say, even if you don't believe in God, saying someone sound arrogant because they give glory to God is insane. Like, that might be the dumbest thing I've heard this year, I believe. Shador is number 12, played his first game. It was 12. He was number 12. 12 times 12 is 144, and he was picked 144. His name means light of the Almighty. We stand on and watch him work. Who should they hire as coach? Antonio Pierce. Do you think DG could be a good backup if he has a better coach? So far, it looks like he may need to get into coaching because he doesn't seem to have the physical ability. I think he might be lying about an injury. That's why he can't throw. Reminds me of the injured Drew Brees or injured Cam Newton. I guess to answer Antonio Pierce, he definitely wanted to work with Shador, so I don't think that's a bad idea. But also, with a DG question, I do think DG could be a good backup, if given the right resources and good coaching. But that's all. That's great. We'll read the rest of these in another one since I'm recording this one early. But leave more comments. I will read more comments. Like this video if you like it. Dislike it if you don't like it. Subscribe if you like football content. And we'll see you next time. Peace. All right. Patrick did play in a system that did throw the ball first and run second. I think Judy does then too. Trizzy said, nah, they really was nasty. We put entirely too much on the quarterbacks. Yep. The Cutler stray was diabolical. I know. Oh, whoa. I'm not. It wasn't a Cutler stray. This not a Jay Cutler stray. That was what they. Let me find it. Let me find it. Because y'all think I'm not. So this is like throwback. Before I was Tingz and I was just a dude making videos on the YouTube. You know what I'm saying? I would make my, I think early college, late high school, I started experimenting, just making videos. All my videos were about Patrick Mahomes. Like I have like a lot of research points on Patrick Mahomes. So like these are things that I remember, like the game with him and Baker Mayfield, the over 1,000 yards of total offense game, right? That was super, super big. Okay, so y'all want to do Abdul Carter next? We'll do Abdul Carter next. Boom! Here we go. Oh wow, this is crazy. Honestly, as long as Texans come out of round one with anyone but Patrick Mahomes, this is Brett Collerman. Remember, everybody's golden goose guy. On a serious note, the Chiefs must have been absolutely convinced that the Saints were going to take Patrick Mahomes. That's why they went to 10. These quarterbacks are going to entirely too early. But oh well, I guess if he's your guy, he's your guy. At least it wasn't Mahomes. Literally anybody but Pat Mahomes. Like they really was not messing with this dude. Can I find the? Oh, let me go. Patrick Mahomes, Jay Cutler comp. I'm trying. I promise you. Here we go. They never forget who Patrick Mahomes' draft comp was. Jay Cutler. That's big plays, all that. He was literally compared to Jay Cutler. That's not me. I ain't shading nothing. That was the facts. Those were the facts. I know about Patty Boombaletti now. I know a little something about Patrick Mahomes now. Maybe I know a little too much about Patrick Mahomes. I don't know. Okay, so Abdul Carter time. Wait, this one's gonna be quick. We're gonna be in and out of there. Yo, Tingz, are we gonna do our top 5 quarterbacks tonight? Okay. We could do that. Do you see that CU aunties are voting Shador into the Pro Bowl? What are your thoughts? I think it's hilarious. I think that's great. They forgot Patrick Mahomes didn't start as a rookie. Yep, DG did take a big shot and face planted before that half. I thought he was hurt. Are we gonna do top 5 quarterbacks? Here, this is what I want to do. I want to find a way for us to do top 5 quarterbacks. Like, is there like this is what I want. I'm gonna do this Abdul Carter video. And we're going to either do one or two things. Either y'all find it or I'll go find it, and we're going to do it. What I want is to have, like, a site that we can, like, vote, or we can do, like, a tier list, and we can, like, really do it and be like, boom, go here, go here, X, Y, Z, and then kind of go from there. That's how I want to do it if we do the top 5 stuff. You feel me? I want to make sure it's nice and organized. But, I mean, if y'all want to do that, if I can hunt that down, I might have to figure that one out. I might have to do it. Maybe like a woofu or something like that. I don't know. Y'all let me know if y'all have anything specific. If not, it's gonna take up because I'm gonna have to get all the data and stuff like that. If y'all want to just do it like that. I like to have stats in my arguments, but y'all know me. Y'all know that. All right, but let's get into it. The Abdul Carter situation really is embarrassing, and I think the biggest culprit here you gotta blame is Mr. Brian Daboll. Look, somebody who leaks certain things, somebody who lies on certain individuals. You have to expect that when the chickens come home to roost, it's not going to be the best, right? And it's not going to have you in the best lineup, in the best light. Now, recently I made a video about our guy, Abgoon Carter, because he apparently was caught doing that hanky panky spanky on his cellular device while in the meetings. Now, that's not true. That is not true. What is true is that Abdul Carter, I'm not sure if you can tell where he is, has been missing meetings and apparently not been taking the meeting process very well. And so much, in fact, that it prompted Mr. Dexter Lawrence, Sexy Dexy, if you will, to say, Dexter Lawrence just needs to grow up, really. And apparently from Albert Breer, and I will say this, we know Albert Breer is a liar. So I have to just take this with a giant chunk of salt. Whatever Albert Breer says, I don't really believe. But I think there might be a little bit of truth in here. And the truth is, Abdul Carter had an issue all year with being late and or missing team obligations. The reason I believe that is because weeks ago when we talked about Brian Daboll, that this came up with Abdul Carter, that he having a problem skipping, showing up late, XYZ. And it was stated that Brian Daboll hadn't done any real disciplinary action. Now, his guy Albert Breer had to come out and say, now fired coach Brian Daboll fined Carter for it on multiple occasions. This behavior is just unacceptable, especially for a rookie, but this is what a losing culture does. So, again, this is, I know you want to say, oh, well, he fined it. Even if we believe Albert Breer, which you should never believe Albert Breer, I'm supposed to think that this happened multiple times and you tried one way in which was fining and it never got better. I don't believe you. I don't believe you. I either the fine weren't big enough or you weren't doing the right disciplinary action to set an actual winning culture. There's no way that your third overall pick has this big of an issue showing up to meetings. It's not like he came from Miami or Florida State. He came from Penn State. Penn State, dog. Since when have Penn State players been like unruly and out of control and blah blah? I haven't heard that. I mean, unless y'all know something I don't. However, in all seriousness, I don't get how you even allowed this, because that's what Brian Daboll did. He allowed this culture. He influenced it. He didn't discipline in the way that should have been disciplined, to the fact that Mike Kafka for another game had to not suspend, but basically bench him. Now I know I want to point out because I know I made the joke. It was not because he was watching corn in the meeting. I just want to make sure we all know that as a joke. I feel like some people took that too serious, but it is kind of funny. Now I do want to watch these different things. So we have two reactions. This is Abdul Carter right after the game when he was benched the other night, and then this is him at the day after on Monday speaking to the media in both situations, and it seems like he handled it pretty maturely. Let's see it.
Your second time in 3 weeks. Start what happened.
It happens.
What happened?
I ain't gonna get into detail. Like I said, shit happens.
Why?
Why, Abdul? Like, for asking me the same question, I just answered.
Good job, Brian Daboll. Hey, you know how to pick them, BD. Good job, Brian Daboll. Hey, man. Hey, but I do agree. Sometimes shit does happen. So, you know what I'm saying? Shit does happen sometimes. But how about, hearing his teammates basically say you need to grow up? I think this answer was a little bit better, right?
When you hear one of your teammates say that you have to grow up, what is your response?
I take it. The guys who say that is guys I look up to, guys I respect. So if they say something like that, I'm going to look at myself first, like, all right, what am I doing? How can I get better? And prove to them that I can earn their respect and, like I said, grow up and be what I'm supposed to be.
So, maybe this was just some frustration after he didn't want to get into it. You know what I'm saying? So, but it's good that, at least that this answer was a little better after Dexter Lawrence called him out in the situation. Now, I do want to point out, and I think Giants fans would point this out as well. Drafting isn't a one-man show, right? I know Brian Daboll gets a lot of credit for, drafting Jackson Dart, but hey, at the end of the day, GM Joe Shonin has to set that up as well. Now, I want to point something out that's hilarious. So, Ari Mirov says Giants GM Joe Shonin is 30 minutes and late in counting, late to his scheduled 1:45 press conference. So this is really, first off, and obviously the comments, it says you released the show Steve Barnes and they want him fired and stuff like that. But how funny is it that the GM who is has a large hand in some of the poor decisions of the Giants in the last few years. I think he had a hand in trading Saquon away. Shout out to the Eagles, right? He shows up late to his own press conference, dog. So clearly the entire organization is not set up. So maybe Brian Daboll is getting too much hate. Maybe this dude Joe Shonin needs a little hate. So let's hear a few snippets from his a bye week press conference. This is about Abdul Carter.
I have a lot of faith in the people in the building and the resources that we have. Abdul's a young man that's 21 years old, that's smart and understands the magnitude of his actions and also understands what it means to be a pro. And these kids are 21 years old and they're thrust in the spotlight in New York City, and it's not always going to be perfect. People make mistakes. Nobody's perfect. And part of our job is to develop them as football players, but also as people. And we will continue to do that with everybody in this organization.
So, there's the truth of it, right? The truth is that clearly he is going to continue making excuses for Abdul Carter, right? Him being 21 years old isn't an excuse for repeatedly making we have to assume, if we're believing Albert Breer, which I suggest you don't, but we have to assume that he had been late multiple times or missing multiple times in multiple weeks before Brian Daboll got fired. Then Brian Daboll got fired, and now in 2 out of the 3 weeks, we've seen him have to face punishment from either missing or doing that. How? As Giants fans, how are you okay with Brian Daboll getting fired and Joe Shonin still being there when he has answers like that? It's New York media, he makes a mistake. He made the mistake like 8 times in a row, dog. I would love, and you don't want to bury the kid. I appreciate him for not doing that. I do say that. But at some point, you're showing up for late to your own meeting. You're saying that a repeated problem of someone showing up late is not an issue, and you're gonna just brush it off as him being a rookie. Hey man, I just want you to know, Joe, you're the one who's gonna have to sign that contract if y'all give him another contract. If y'all give him that 5th year option, that's crazy, man. But now let's talk about some of the incompetencies, right? Now with Kevin Stefanski, I know we do a lot of Kevin Stefanski videos over here, but not necessarily Brian Dable because he's an offensive guy. But the Giants had a bit of a defensive identity, right? And he's going to, and Joe Shonen, going to speak about some of the issues that the defense has actually been having, right?
Yeah, Paul, when you look at the offensively, before last night's game, we were up to 10. We're number 10 in the league. I think we're 14 now. So offensively, we have gotten better. Run and pass, the numbers are better. Defensively, I believe we were 30th last year at this time. That's with the addition of Abdul Carter, Paulson Adebo, Javon Howland, Chauncey Golston, Roy Robertson Harris, and we're in that same area, unfortunately. So to say I expected that, no, but again, it starts with me. We've got to do a better job. I didn't anticipate we would still be 30th in the league in defense at this point with the addition of those players, but we are, and we've got to do a better job of execution. We've got to do a better job of finishing games, and I've got to do a better job with the personnel.
Well, yeah, sounded very Kevin Stefanski. He's got to be better. He's got to do better. Yeah, you got to be better, big dog. I'm sorry. I got that is more than understood. And, I'll pull up the stats, right? And there's some very, very glaring stats to talk about with this Giants defense that, again, has Kayvon Thibodeau, Dexter Lawrence. You got one of the leaders in sacks in Mr. I know he's Spider-Man. I forgot his name. I cannot believe I forgot his name. Number 0. You know who I'm talking about. Dude's a dog. And then, of course, you draft Abdul Carter, who's been struggling to get, some real traditional sacks as well. So this is the Giants defense allows the highest rate of first downs in series after they force a first, second, and 11 plus. So they are the worst at whenever they get their opponent behind the sticks at keeping them behind the sticks and not letting them convert. And then when you talk about other statistical categories here, the 2025 Giants have had the worst run defense since at least 1999. That's when I was born, children, if y'all didn't know. EPA per rush allowed 0.193. That's worst by far. Success rate allowed 50%, third worst. Like, look, this is just... Look, man, there's a lot of people that need to be fired, and some of them reside in New York. Some of them reside in Ohio. But I really hope that Abdul Carter turns things around. He's a super exciting player to watch at Penn State. It was dope to watch him rock them sticks like Micah Parsons is. So I hope that he becomes the player that I think he has the talent to become. But I think Brian Daboll has done some irreparable damage to these Giants. Y'all let me know if you're down below in the comments. Like the video if you like it. Dislike if you don't. Subscribe if you like football content. It'd be great, be phenomenal, and we'll see you next time. Peace. All right. I'm reading it. Brian Burns, dang it, Brian Burns. I got Brian Burns in Young from what's it called? The Rams mixed up. Is that Byron Burns? I cannot believe Byron Burns. They do call him Spider-Man. What's it called? Craig Tuna says he wanted to wear 56. He did want he didn't want Lawrence Taylor's number. And I gotta be honest with you. You wanted to wear Lawrence Taylor's number, since he smoked crack. I mean, that's just openly. Some of y'all get mad when I say Lawrence Taylor smoked crack. Lawrence Taylor said Lawrence Taylor smoked crack. All right, that wasn't me. That was LT. Rhyming accidentally. But yeah, that should have already put him on a list. Like, you know what I mean? Because if you go deeper into Lawrence Taylor, and we do not need to go deeper into Lawrence Taylor. It's a lot of nastiness, but that boy can play some football now. That boy can play some football. My lists have changed. I've been going by this season only, not past years. Okay. We'll do that. We'll schedule the next one and we'll do like a full top 5 quarterbacks and go crazy. Deontay, don't be laughing at me. Ryan Burns, I was so damn pissed when we got rid of him. Yeah, man, Carolina could have done great with him, man. He's just a dog. He's the number 2 leader in sacks right now. Then it goes where Karl Malone go. Hey, yeah. You said it, not me, big dog. You said it, not me, man. Hey, great athlete, sick you. I don't even want to open that can of worms. You feel me? But I think we're about good. We have some short form content that we can get into. I don't know if y'all want to rock with me here. You know what I'm saying? I just want to pop in, pop out, react to this a little bit, and then get up out of here. We can start with the little Jerry Jeudy situation. You feel me? And then we'll get out of here, and then I'll let y'all enjoy the rest of y'all night. Man, it's gonna be a quick little stream. I know sometimes I'll be streaming to 0 dark 30. You feel me? But we're gonna do this. I'm gonna record some reactions for the second channel. Oh, and before I do that, all 100 of y'all, man, are y'all following the second channel? You know what? I'm gonna plug it before we get into the shorts, man. I'm also link it too. Can y'all go ahead and follow the second channel? Again, it's only if you like reactions. It's nothing crazy. We ain't doing no, you know what I mean? We ain't going crazy. We ain't doing nothing insane. You feel me? We just keeping it easy and peasy. We're not doing nothing too crazy, man. Only got 1.6 over there. I'm gonna link it for you. After that, we gonna hop right into it, man. We gonna hop right into it. I just took a peek out. I just took a peek at the vertical chat. They're going crazy. My man Ian Cohen's going crazy. What's it called? But Trizzy, all right, Trizzy's down. But yeah, let me. Yeah, Trizzy. You don't need it. Trizzy's always there. Big Triz is always there, man. What's it called? I'll link it in the chat. I'll pin it in the chat. Not even talking about big four back at practice. Nah, I'm not talking about big four at back at practice, man. Whenever he actually like is full go, we can have that conversation. But they're being so weird about it that, you know what I'm saying? Well, I'm gonna wait until there's some more details about it, because right now it's just kind of just hearsay right now. It's kind of just hearsay. So yeah, y'all go rock with the second channel. But before we do that, or I guess not before we do that, but what we're going to do is we're going to do just some quick hitters, short form content. You know what I'm saying? It's for the engagement. You feel me? You got to get your engagement up sometimes. Not even talking about big four back. Yeah, man. Let's let his Achilles heal before we do all that, dog. Let's let his Achilles heal before we do all that, man. All right. So as we know, Shador and old Jerry Jeudy got into a little bit of a snafu on the sideline. I reacted to this on the second channel, but you know, Jerry Jeudy is going to finally respond to the heated conversation that him and Shador had this Sunday.
What was the conversation about in the sound? Was it something? It was about a play.
Just one? Just one? Do those sorts of things just happen like in the heat of a game and you just talk through it afterwards, generally?
I mean, it's an emotional sport. You know, things like that happen in football. How do you build a quarterback?
So, you know, I thought that was a decent answer. You feel me? Like, there's certain times and certain places and spaces where you could allow that to kind of blow up, right? So at least Jerry Jeudy did a good job of just saying, hey, yo, we're good. This is the way it's going to be, and we're kind of in a good spot. But, you know, I do have to say it's probably frustrating because everybody and their mama was calling out Jerry Jeudy. Dog, Michael Irvin, Joe Hay, like, dog, he might have been the most hated man on a Monday morning. Like, I couldn't believe how many people were going at. Like, I was like, my goodness. And obviously, you know, I didn't have nice things to say about Jerry Jeudy, but the statistics don't have nice things to say about you, Jerry Jeudy. So I don't know how you want me to sugarcoat it. Like, I have no idea. The league leader in drops, you know, getting mad and getting animated to the point that an offensive lineman has to come in and step in and say, dog, what are you doing? Like, I think that is something that you're going to have to think about for yourself and everything else. Real quick, like, my man OBJ. OBJ is going broke. That boy said $100 million ain't enough.
If I didn't have $1 in my account right here today as we speak, I'm going to be straight for the rest of my life. No question, right? I don't think everybody is in that. And when you've sacrificed your whole life to get here, and you're like, yeah, I played 10 years in the league. And I always explain this to people, I'm like, bro, you give somebody a 5-year, $100 million contract, right? What is it really? It's 5 years for 60. You're getting taxed. Do the math. That's 12 a year, you know, that you have to spend, use, save, invest, flaunt, like whatever, however, just being real. I'm gonna buy a car, I'm gonna give my mama a house, I'm gonna do, everything costs money. So if you're spending $4 million a year, that's really $40 million over 5 years, 8 a year, you know? And now you start breaking down the numbers, it's like, that's a 5-year span of where you're getting $8 million. Can you make that last forever? And you always hear the people who ain't us and ain't been in the position like, oh, well, that would last a lifetime.
Well, yeah, I don't think many people are buying that many Lamborghinis. Like, I here's my problem, and I get it. I know it must be really hard to make $100 million. I get it. It must be such a hard life to have millions of dollars. But my issue is that why do you rich people not even try to make us feel bad? Like, y'all, do y'all even hear the words that are coming out of y'all mouth? Yeah, man, having $60 million is just. I mean, when you break it down, you spend $4 million. I mean, I got to flaunt on these motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? I got to stunt on these hoes. Like, what else am I supposed to do? You want me to not buy 2 Lamborghinis? What the like? I'm an NFL player. Like, I gotta get busy with it. Like, y'all never really do a good job at like or illustrating the problem here. Like, I don't understand it. Maybe you don't need to spend $4 million a year. Have you thought about that? Now, I'm not talking about if you now. That's the crazy part. He didn't say it like, oh, you know, I'll be on that LeBron type vibe. You know what I'm saying? I want to make sure my body. He didn't even say that. If you say that, then I'm all right, cool. I'm agreeing with you. This boy taking $1 million to get right with his body. He putting $1 million into him. Okay, that's different. You trying to be a high octane athlete. You talk about popping was it Azul? I don't drink. I don't know what Hennessy. Banquet beers. I don't drink, dog. Crown Apple, Crown Peach, Agave. They be drinking that Agave. Ain't that what you put on your? Oh, that's aloe. I'm sorry. I was like, that's what you put on cuts, right? Anyway, not the point. You're not gonna make nobody feel bad saying I make $60 million a year. Like, I'm sorry. There's just no way. There's no way. Man, I don't understand it. I do not understand it. Now, what I really don't understand is Red Zone. Dog, and you know, call me a child if you want. Yeah, I like Red Zone. Yeah, I usually have a main game I watch, but then I like to keep up with the rest of the NFL. I hate when people shout out to Deontay Case Azul. Okay, Case Azul. I hate when people try to shit on Red Zone. I'm sorry, pardon my French, but how about you grow up and watch a real game? Dog, I'm watching a real game and I'm watching all the games. Have you ever thought that I'm watching everything at once? Have you ever thought that while this game's on commercial break for 7 hours? You know what be pissing me off? This is a side note. When and it's mostly in college football, they be coming back from commercial, they kick it off, they say some stupid shit, and then they be like, all right, and we'll be right back. What did we come back for? And now we got to go back for 2 more minutes of commercials. We came back for a kickoff. But what really makes me mad, I pay for Red Zone. I pay money for Red Zone. Real American currency. Okay? However, the whole shtick was commercial-free football. See that, and that's what made it okay to watch it with another game, right? Every time it's commercial, I can look down and I got more football, right? Right. So, whenever they switched it and made it from being just commercial-free football to we just gonna drop commercials everywhere, any place, everywhere, all at once, I felt a certain type of way. And I want y'all to remember what they were saying. I want y'all to remember what they did on Pat McAfee show. I'm sorry, Pat McAfee. You can never be for the people. I don't care what you said about the whole ESPN Disney thing. I don't care. You had people go on your show and say, well, I mean, the ads aren't even going to be that serious, right? So Scott Hansen confirms NFL Red Zone. This is September 3rd. Scott Hansen confirms NFL Red Zone will be commercials in some capacity this season, which is something he has no control over. Scott, we're not blaming you, Big Scotty. I got to be honest with you. And then Adam Schefter, some added clarity. The NFL voice box has to come out and say some added clarity. NFL Red Zone is 7 hours, which is 420 minutes if you didn't know. Adam Schefter thinks you're stupid. Adam Schefter thinks you don't have a GED. That's what he thinks. He said, by the way, if you count all the minutes, it's 700 minutes. Thanks, Adam Schefter. 420 minutes. Over that time, viewers will be served 1 to 2 total minutes of ads in 15-second increments. This comes out to anywhere between 0.25 to 0.5% of the total time, considerably less than other sports and entertainment programs. It's like they don't get it. Either y'all don't get it or y'all are being... And this was back in September, guys. Technically, it's only going to be that... It was supposed to be no commercials. I give you money. Is the price I pay not enough? That's my thing. Football used to come on free net. It was on Fox and on your local networks. I could watch football on. You just need to get the bunny ears. I remember. I'm not that young. I trust me. I used to watch SmackDown. And, you know what I'm saying? It's going crazy. Anyway. So you're not gonna just lie to me and tell, oh well, we can't afford it. Like, you can't afford what? I pay y'all monthly for NFL Red Zone, and then I turn around and y'all say, well, we still gotta get more money. It's real nasty. And then NFL Red Zone ups ad load, airs 16 spots on Sunday. So like everybody predicted back then. Nobody's surprised by this, by the way. This isn't a surprise. Oh, it's only going to be a few ads. 1 to 2 minutes. 16 ad slots, dog. 16. It's growing and growing and growing and growing. So now Adam Schefter looks stupider than usual. That's a shame, man. That's a real shame, man. Check out the chat real quick. Not on Scott. In 1 or 2 minutes, which is 60 to 120 seconds. I don't even want to watch 5 seconds ad. That's what I'm saying. I like the Shefty voice. The effects regular Joe as TV had to get. That's what I'm saying. Jackson, love, bro. What's going on? What's going on, brother? Appreciate you being here. So out of touch, dog. So out of touch. I appreciate y'all. All right, this is the last thing we're gonna talk, and I'm gonna stop yelling at y'all. So, Tusi, the rapper or I think he's kind of like an R&B-er guy. I don't be knowing what's going on. My guy Tusi. Okay, so this is the fun fact for this is crazy. I have like a lot of weird connections. I don't know. Some of y'all don't know what my real job is. We'll say it has to do with media marketing, social media. I've done a lot of things. I've made creatives. I've edited short form videos. Right. So I say that to say, I've made videos for Tusi before. Well, it wasn't actually for Tusi was a part of it. It was another dude. I actually forgot the dude's name I was making it for. But I was editing for this rapper R&B'er who had like some songs featuring Tusi, and he went and played basketball with him. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was a whole thing, right? So I know Tusi is actually an athlete. And I made videos for Tusi. Again, I was a contract video editor. I didn't know him. I wasn't like dapping up Tusi or anything like that. What's it called? But it's just funny to see this situation now that he's back kind of in what I do now, you know what I'm saying? And the rapper or a rapper, singer, whatever, Tusi, is committed to Syracuse. Now, I find it, before we get into Tusi and the jokes and all this stuff, I think it's so crazy. The way that people, y'all owe Deion Sanders so much. Y'all owe him such an apology. I gotta be honest with you. Y'all gotta be honest with you. Bill Belichick went to one of the more prestigious schools, period. Football, they have legends. They got legends in basketball. North Carolina is one of the most prestigious schools of all time. And he's over there with his adult 24-year-old cheerleading wife, girlfriend, who's just causing drama every day. He got Pablo Torre coming out. Like, he's an embarrassment. A multi-Super Bowl champion, NFL GM and head coach is embarrassing himself for a full year. I think they went 4-8, right? The same record as Deion in his first year, with significantly less drama if we're really being real about it. Fran Brown, and I love Fran Brown. That's my guy. He goes 3-9, has a very bad season, but he did lose his quarterback. It was real nasty. Like, it was a bad circumstance. After a 3-9 season, you sign a rapper to your team. I'm hoping this is just like an NIL thing. Maybe this is just like just trying to push engagement. But from what I was, this is rivals. This ain't no, you know what I'm saying? This ain't no NFL Centel. Like, this is for real. And this is, I guess, some of 2C's some of his bag work so far. Let's check it out.
Better.
Okay.
Boom. There you go.
There you go.
Real good. Oh.
There you go.
Wow.
Okay.
Ball.
Okay.
Good. There you go. Ball. Good shit. Stick. Good. Step. There you go. Step.
I don't know if 2C smokes, but boy, them black and white, it sounds like he is breathing. Like, I know, look, it's a hard workout. It's a hard workout. But I'm just saying, he sounds like if I was out there running.
Good. Step.
But he doing it though. Good. He don't look bad though.
Good job.
You know what I'm saying? I like the strain. You know what I'm saying? He don't look. And by the way, he did play football in high school. What's it called? You know, his hips are a little stiff. He's not as explosive. He's not as snappy. You know what I'm saying? But he's got speed. He seems like he can catch. He seems like he's got good speed. Yeah, his feet are kind of stuck in the mud. But again, you know, and he's got to kind of relearn how to run too. He's a rapper at the end of the day, right? I'm not expecting him to look perfect. But man, is this a good idea? A bad idea? Is this a good idea for 2C? I feel like the favorite song that'd be going off on TikTok. Like, is that? I don't think it's that bad, is it? So I don't know. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about him. On the second channel, we probably gonna watch some of his high school stuff. But again, like I said, he's serious about it now. He's serious about it. Here he is putting some more extra work. Like he getting the grind on. That's one thing I can't be mad at him about, is that he seems to be putting that grind in. Again, very raw. He's jumping up. You know what I'm saying? He's got it. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna have to learn how to run and balance at the same time. But it is what it is. It happens to the best of us. You know what I'm saying? He doing his thing though. He trying his hardest. And then obviously, again, I wasn't gonna try to hate too hard, but this is what the people were saying, right?
I woke up this morning and saw some sucker fuck ass shit on my Instagram page. Tulsi done committed to Syracuse. What? That's crazy. But hey, I was gonna chill. I was gonna say nothing. I would let that boy live. But all my young niggas started banging my line on Instagram. Like, man, bro, you gotta speak on this shit, gang. So Tulsi, be completely honest, gang.
You ain't throw that wham in the circle for that offer, gang.
Either you threw that wham in the circle or you paid for that shit, gang. There's no way in hell. I believe that you earned that shit off your athletic ability. It just don't make sense, twin. You want me to tell you why it don't make sense? 25 years old, haven't played football in years. 5'7", 170 pounds in steel chuck. You get football shape, he'll be about 165.
Wait, is 2C 5'7"? Nah. Y'all, you're joking, right? He's not 5'7", right? How tall is 2C? He said he 5'8", and that he could still grow more. If you see me in 2 years, I might be 5'10", on some Dylan Gabriel shit. I didn't know he was 5'7" moving like that.
Ain't no way in hell no ACC team is recruiting a motherfucker that small that ain't moving like Tank Dell. And we all seen some workout videos.
Tank Deliante.
So tell me, gang, how all this shit transpired?
How? Explain.
So I got to think about this shit a little bit more, right? Is there a true possibility, gang, that these coaches said, fuck all the niggas in the transfer portal, fuck all the high school recruits, fuck all the JUCO recruits?
We want Tulsi.
Hell no, gang, that shit ain't possible. About 85 to 90% of this shit is telling me, gang, this is a preferred walk-on. This fuck nigga's coming out of pocket. There's no way in hell the school is coming out of pocket and give this nigga a dead-ass scholarship. It don't make sense. It's impossible, gang.
He earned the whole scholarship off running routes on Instagram.
He earned the right. Okay. Hey, I had no idea he was 5'7". That's a tough look at wide receiver, I guess I'm assuming. And again, I was giving him the benefit of the doubt, but if you moving like that at 5'7", you know, if you small, I'm expecting you to be a little snappier, a little smoother, but that ain't the best. You feel me? So let's see. He tried to defend himself. Let's see what he said. Right.
What's up, everybody? It's Tusi. Look, listen, I just want to speak a little bit on what's going on, and this is probably going to be the only thing that I'll say. But I do want to say this. My job going into this is going to be to represent my coach well and represent my university well. As far as anything else, man, kind of just keeping my head down and grinding right now.
Okay, so this is a joke. They're probably going to come out. This is probably some recruiting ploy. Y'all owe Deion Sanders an apology. They signing rappers to get their recruit numbers up. This is nasty. Ugh. Hey, I bet Ohio State never had to do that. I bet Ohio State never had to do nothing like that. Oh my goodness. I can't take it. I can't take it serious, dog. But we gonna wrap this up, dog. We gonna wrap this up. Ah, man, oh man.